Things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC, Crystal Edge Technology Screens, and our FLE company. Working on something here, putting something together. I got to draw a little blueprint for something I want to do, something I want to build. Just putting that in real quick. All right, just give me an idea exactly where I have to put something together real quick. It should go on quite nicely. All right, that's perfect. I had to draw a blueprint for something real quick. So, really happy. I need to shut this computer off. Is this thing off? All right, not that one, the other one needs to be off. Really happy. The day was actually 92 degrees, so it was really hot outside. It was actually hotter than I thought it was. I'm looking at 88. It was actually 92. Oh, that's interesting. So I was able to move in that kind of weather, which is fantastic. That was great. All right, so I'm going to be going to my free music, or copyright free music. I got so much stuff that we're going to be working on. We're going to keep the paints. We're definitely the paints and the screens, but the paints are going to be upgraded, yes, to 50s. I'm looking at 50, 60 ounces. We saw 60-ounce containers. So I got to figure out how they're going to fit in the boxes first before we go with them. But we are going to stick with the 50s. That's what we do want. And I want to start printing out my own barcodes for the containers. So, mind you, these are products that are going to be sold offline and online. So we need them to look very professional. It should look professional when we're online too, don't get me wrong. So we're just trying to make everything be a little bit more professional. So right now I'm kind of looking for a graphic label printer to print our own labels for our containers, to give them a more professional look to them. Now, you can usually go and get these custom made, but they take forever for you to get the labels there. We need something we can work right away, which would be fantastic. Ooh, we got the printers for visitor, which is pretty cool. Well, I'm going to look into this later on. This is something I need to research. Future stuff we need to do. So I need to update something on our website. We need to add our pictures in for our FLE technology. Let me see where we're at on this. There we go. So I'm gonna put the new ones we just got from the church. Oh, that's a blessing too. On top of that, you know, sometimes it's hard to get pictures in. It really is. You know, sometimes customers forget and they don't send the pictures in. You know, sometimes they're going to send them in, we never get them. So it's a blessing that, you know, they went in and sent those pictures in. And they did the before and after. That's the screen without the coating. Mind you, these are two monitors here, right here and here. These are two monitors, and they have the overhead lights all on here and here. And then this is what it looks like now with the technology attached to it. It actually matches the monitors and everything quite nicely. Very happy. And they're very happy with the product. And that's them having the church servant right there. So he took pictures right there. I was actually talking to the preacher, the guy who actually owns the church. I was talking to him when he was getting ready to make the purchase for doing the installment. But blessed to have amazing customers. I'm going to take these and put these onto the site. I'm going to take these over to my pictures over here. Do I have this already listed already in? FLE. These are here on the go, and we don't have them out listed. So let's get those in there. Oh, wait. Before we get to all this, first things first, Okay, let's get to this first. I was supposed to change out my music. I literally didn't change the music out. So yeah, we're going to do a barcode system. I'm actually going to be having a barcode system for all our products. So these we can get track of all the inventory. And QR codes too on top of that. Where are you? Let's turn this down because it's just copyrighted. Figure out where we put the customers' pictures. Well, no, I can just make a separate folder. Put down customers' pictures for the FLE dark. And we do have another customer that's going to be chiming in pretty soon with some outdoor demonstrations of their screen. And we're going to be sending them up the new technology we're working on right now. They're going to do a demonstration for that too. So let me see. FLE. Dark silver CINEMAX customer church. I'm going to start working on our dedicated Christian CINEMAX. We have a screen paint for churches that actually we used it before. It's actually it's a beautiful product. So we're going to be bringing it out, and it's on the other site, which we have to get ready to update that one too also. So let me add these pictures in for that one, so we have it already in. That one. Happy Father's Day. I need to color those pictures, and we have the ones for the new ones for the ones with the, and this is the other ones we have here. Ones we did with the spotlight. I have no idea why they give us that thing. I mean, it does something, but it just annoys the daylights out of me. That's pretty much what it does. Whatever that thing is that comes down, it just annoys the daylights out of me. There we go. Some nice pictures in for this one. Let me get out of there. I want the other one down. There we go. The rooster. Come on, I know you went through. Don't tell me you didn't go through. And the bird. Alright, that's perfect. That's the perfect shot. Alright, and let me see. Ultra shifter. Wait, did I load the ultra shirt those shots in? I'm pretty sure I did load the ultra shirt those in. We didn't load the ultra shirt those in. We didn't? Oh man, I gotta put those in. I literally didn't load the ultra shirt those shots. I thought I put those in. Alright, gotta go in and do those. Maybe next. Oh, we did do the ultra shirt those shots. We did do it. Alright, there's all our pictures there. I'm gonna go pop over to our site here. And let me see, I need to go over and to our marketplace. FLE marketplace, where are we at? Right there, by here. No, we do gallons. Gallons are invoices only. As a matter of fact, I need to put that in there too. That gallons are invoices. So we'll post that up on the site. We'll go here to the 50 ounce now. Alright. We can take out our pictures here. These are the pictures we have on the technology, but they were just on smaller images. Now we have much larger images now. And we have some customer demonstrations. We're only shooting some short videos today, very short videos, pre-records. We need them for video players we have for the marketplace, but I want to start doing those too, so we can show the product in a fully lit environment. And we'll be showing off the packaging and new labels pretty soon too also. So let me see where we're going with this. Let's see, we just had this open, FLE Church. There we go. Let's go all that in there. Pictures. We'll be adding these also too to our new the front page right away. I'm going to be putting in a customer demonstration, an on-site media player for showing off our videos and everything right there. We're going to be putting that in today. Because we're going to be on site quite a bit. We're just about done paperwork. And just have these three right here. These three. Yeah, got basically all of them on there. Cool. Ultra short throw demonstrations, long throw demonstrations. We got the high power light scenes, and we have customer demonstrations on here. Now I'll probably be removing one of this and this one to put the videos on it, but I do want to do some video demonstrations on it too. FLE dark, so dark silver CINEMAX. And we're going to put up and post that invoices are 1 gallons. You can email us with an invoice for the actually we have to email with the you have to send us an email, and then we basically send up the invoice to PayPal, and we send it through that way. That's what the church did. They did an invoice. This does come with a free blackout surface, blackout cloth surface, because you can't figure out what you want to paint it on. We'll be using the screen, the actual screen here, to build a small screen to show you how to build a frame and all that stuff. Put it all together and put the link at the bottom to show you how to do it. How to build your own frames and stuff like that. Alright, let me see. That's that data right there. I got a new shrink wrap system coming in for the containers. And also to have a locking system that fits over top the container and locks in place. So I'm investing money in that too also too. As I said before, we got a label machine coming in. We want barcodes, want QR codes on the containers. And we want professional laser graphic images for the back and the front. That's where the graphic artist comes in. She's going to be designing all that stuff for us. She's also going to be designing all the artwork for the gamer technology. She's going to be designing the comic books. Oh, she does writing and all that stuff. She's a bad boy. She's a bad female. She does some crazy stuff. So she's designing all the artwork for everything. She's going to have, keep in mind, we're definitely going to bring her on the payroll. That's a definite yes. definitely a springer on the payroll. But yeah, she's doing all the artwork for everything. You know, that to run all that equipment, all that machinery. I got a couple buddies of mine that come in, they do professional painting for cars. They're going to be doing all the screens. So all the screens are going to be coated by professional. All certified painters are going to be doing all the job. That's why we're in the process of acquiring the warehouse. It's like a great big building to work at. That's pretty much what it's going to be. And then become brick and mortar. It means we have to change out now our LLCs and all that stuff. We're going to have to be changed out because we have now brick and mortar. And then from there, we are going to be working on a showroom in that section. It's 1,200 square feet. It's a big unit. So we got enough to actually have somebody come in and do some drywall and some work and put in a showroom in one section while we work in another section up and office upstairs so people can come in and actually see the screens physically. On top of that, including being on site. Has a nice little small loading dock with it too also. So we can do a lot with this thing, a lot with it. So nice office upstairs. An area where she can work at, you know, with plenty of equipment and computers and stuff like that, wherever she needs to do what she needs to do. So yeah, we got some big plans coming up. Some really big plans coming up. So everything that I'm working on, like I said, I got to keep it on the path. I know there are people that get off on the drama. I'm sorry, we just got to put an end to all that altogether. I got things I have to do. I have a lot that I have to do. And to try to keep proving myself to other people online, we've done it already. We've done it. We've done it. We literally have enough technology, more than enough, backed up to go out there and play. We don't need to do certifies, and we don't need to do any of that stuff anymore. We're done. We're finished. We're ready to go to the next level, and that is trade show. I mean, we got trade show material to go out there and play. That's where I'm planning to go. Expos, trade shows, anything and everything that we can connect to, we're going to be there. And the best thing about it is because we are now developing technology for trade shows to use our technology to be able to make their products so better. We are now going to initiate to any trade show that comes up. It can be about hardware, it can be about boats, it can be about cars. It doesn't make a difference. We got the technology now to be able to incorporate our products into any company that will allow them to be able to show off their products much more sufficient and much more better using our products. This is what I mean by you have to be able to evolve your company full circle. So not only can we cover home theater, dedicated setups, infinity ceilings, but we can also cover a huge, massive variety of trade shows, which again puts our technology on the map. And that's where that ad tech technology comes in. Because if that stuff can absorb that kind of power through sunlight, imagine it operating in a fully lit expo with no problem. It won't have an issue because it's used to taking in sunlight on a projector that costs under $500. There you go. Now you see the full purpose of ad tech, what it's designed to do. It does literally everything. So that's what we're doing. When I mean we, there are going to be a lot of other people working with me. That's why I needed the transfer of my EIN number to the company, which was a headache, but God blessed us to get it done, right away. So now I can bring on employees. And since my sister does have ties with the IRS, and she basically she worked for a company that designs healthcare packages and all that stuff for employees. She's going to help me design my packages because I do want my employees to have full benefits. So she's going to design the packages for that. And that comes in quite handy because I have no idea what to do in that field. I really don't. And she's going to help me with that. So God works everything out. He does. Definitely got to put a fire pole in there. We have to have a fire pole. Matter of fact, speaking of fire poles, when I was supposed to figure out exactly what was the world's longest fire pole or something from a PPL building, but yeah, I'm looking at that later on. But yeah, I'm definitely going to put a fire pole in there and a sliding board because I want a sliding board for myself. I'm pretty sure they want a sliding board. Of course, we got to put a waiver sheet out there. I'm not responsible if you do something stupid and fall off one of these things, but definitely got to put a sliding board in there because I want one for myself. I think I'm going to do, within the surrounding area, we can do a delivery system involving the e-bikes. Because I see plenty of these things zipping all over the place. I'm like, wow, these are fantastic for shipping out items to get them from A to B. Because instead of someone waiting like the days for the carriers to push it through, we can literally have our own small shipping service that can actually ship those things where they can actually take them where they need to go. Any office building, any place that needs it for an event or whatever, they can take it right there, because Allentowns are pretty well knit plates, and you see people zip all over the place with those things. I've been watching them all day like, huh. And thinking about like, wow, we can have a whole e-bike system where people can basically just go in and just drop off items, which would be pretty cool. And then have a charging station installed in so they can charge their bikes. So you got to think ahead of the pack. You have to. So those portable screens, all that stuff, you can get a screen shipped to you the same day that you order it. Yeah. So all this knowledge, all this information, the business side of it, all comes from God. The ability to develop all the technology we need comes from God. Everything. I just got to stay up, keep my cross in my hand and stay on my path and stay away from the devil. That's what I got to do. I think a lot more clearly when I'm on the path. When I'm off the path, things get fuzzy, they get blurry. Alright, so we got all the pictures in there. Got the 50 ounces. I'm looking at the 50 ounces. Are real nice. That's what I like. I want the 50 ounces. Let me see. Lid locking system. Alright, so we need a container lid locking system. Well, we got the outer boxes too. We're building outer boxes. You build a PC case, you can build an outer box, literally. I built UFO cases from scratch. Like you cut the plexiglass and seal them and all that stuff. So I built my own cases that way. So we definitely got outer boxes that we're designing. That's another department too. And I got a friend of mine, like I said, he's like an expert in computers. Like this guy is freaking brainiac through the roof. He wrote the operating systems, XP. I mean, he literally recoded the whole system, which is actually quite impressive. But anyway, he's designing our RetroPie systems. So he's like a crazy tech head. So I'm going to set up a nice little section over there for him. He can go in there and he can basically build whatever he wants to build for us. Got the other fellow coming in. He has a 3D printer. Things big enough to print a car. It's huge. That's when he's sitting there saying, how come you guys don't 3D print screens? And I was like, that ain't a bad idea. Why? How come we don't 3D print screens? We make a coating that pretty much anything we attach it to converts it into high performance screens. So how come we don't 3D print them? Which is actually pretty a good idea. So one of the screens at the end of the year near the football season is the color screens. And the color screens, this is why once we get established, everything's in order, we like a more professional company, I want to send out some. I have a friend of mine actually who has a friend who works for, actually he's a football player for the NFL. I'm going to see if she can basically reach out to them and pitch the idea of these color screens we're designing. And we need to be able to use their logos around the borders. I don't think they'll have a problem with that at all, of us doing these color screens, because the Eagle screens, man, they're going to sell out like crazy. Those green screens are going to sell out like crazy. But it'd be nice if we can get the borders and we can get the permission from the NFL to do this. We get their permission. Ooh, they're definitely, like I said, in business, you have to inform these companies that you're using their logo or trademarks. You have to. And if they give you the yes, then you got the right to use them. Man, that's going to come in nice for the website. We get that permission, that is going to come in real nice. Send them up a couple of samples, see how they like them, something that matches their team, they will freaking fall in love with it. And it's going to be the ultimate screen for the ultimate man cave. To have a screen that matches your team. I think we're going to have them in 2 different sizes. We're actually we're going to have the screen paints, which is fantastic because you can paint your own in your man cave. But we're going to have a tailgate screen too. I've got a tailgate party screen coming up. We're working on. So I need a lid lock system for a lid. This is stuff, other stuff I gotta look up and check it out right now. Can't say for paint cans. I don't use metal cans. There's a reason why we don't use metal cans. Metal cans are dangerous. They are. If you go to Home Depot and Lowe's, you'll notice that majority of the cans are plastic now. Because what happens is when you use a metal can doesn't expand. All chemicals expand. All of them expand. That's why aerosol cans terrify the daylights out of me. They do. They're pressurized. Some things are bombs at the end. They really are bombs. And aerosol cans freak me out. So a plastic container expands, and all formulas need to breathe, all of them. So if the can doesn't allow the formula to breathe, then you got something called imploding going on, and this is not good. That means the can becomes pressurized, and you were to pop that lid off, this thing could come at you at 100 miles an hour and take a chunk out of you. So I've had cans that you go, make that buckle sound, and then boom! I had it happen before. And that's why we don't use plastic metal cans anymore. Nope. Not at all. Easy to be dented, easy to get pierced with holes. There's all kinds of problems that can go on. And most of all, the chemical inside of it doesn't breathe correctly. So if you notice, when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you notice that most of those containers, they're plastic now. That's why we don't use them. Live and learn. I think I'm going to go with that. If I do the shrink wrap seal, that would be better. Alright, this is research we're doing right now. Let's go have a look at we got the shrink wrap. Definitely want the shrink wrap done. And let me see. Got the page here. 50-ounce containers. 20 size 1.7. Micro mesh. Alright. Let's save that. That's good. Let's update it for the customers. Let me put up here that 1 gallons are available through invoice only. 1 gallons are available through invoice only. So we send you a PayPal invoice. This is how the church was able to obtain the 1 gallon. Invoice only. So how that works is you contact the 800 number or email us, and we request for your email address, and from there you go in and basically send over the invoice, and you can pay from there. But mind you, we only send the 1 gallons out. Mainly the companies. 1 gallon is a lot of paint. The 50 ounces, we do a pretty large, about 180 inch screen, 70 to 180. It'll do it with no problem. So let me see. It's a lot of paint. That's what we chose to do. 50 ounces. It's a lot of paint for the customer. That way they got a good range of how big they want to paint the screen. Gallons are available through, not to PayPal, through. 1 gallons are available through PayPal invoice. Let's put that in the beginning of the marketplace here. And probably we have to go back in the search engine optimizer and do another retweet. And while I'm doing that, my mind's working in 2 different directions, so what goes on in my head. Barcode system. No. Barcode system. There we go. We got to pick up one of these. All inventory has. We track of all inventory. So we need a barcode system that'll print out the barcodes and everything, so that can be scanned. So we got the scanner here, barcode scanner for like 79 bucks, which is fantastic, and the printer for 360. And we also need to set up the banking account for the Apple Pay and the Zella has to be done. So we have to get that done. Okay, let's see. Now the warehouse does have a large bay window. Fantastic. It's up high, so not down low, it's up high. We're going to basically put ad tech in it. So we can advertise right through our glass. We can advertise our company right through the glass. And as I said before, I'm actually interested in a building where they have several large windows where we're going to turn that into an advertisement a station where people will pay us to advertise through ad tech. So if you don't have the windows for ad tech, then you can advertise at that place right there. At that particular area, we can advertise right there, and it gets plenty of traffic. Oh, it gets a lot of traffic. So that's fantastic. All right, let me see. All right, we need to put that up front to the front page. Now, usually I would say in the middle of it, like, well, we're not going to acknowledge you. We're just not. You're in God's hands. That's how we're doing it from now on. That's how it needs to be done. I'm not going off the path. I'm not dropping my cross. I'm not. You're in God's hands. Let's leave it at that, and I got things to do. Let me see. Now I need to put this right here. Let me see. All right. I think I'm going to change this to put down. Take this out, and we'll put it in here. Put it in here. Oh no! Oh no! Are we doing? Is it in here to lock in here for this? Yeah, it is in to lock in. All right. Put down these notes. Gallons are available through PayPal invoice only. I think we might design a separate email address for the PayPals. I don't want them conflicting with the emails I already have. So I'm gonna have to design me a invoice email. I'm gonna need one. So then I'm gonna put the 800 number up there. For information. And I think I'm going to design a PayPal email, our own email. We're going to do a customized email just for that. All right, I'll design that later on today. All right, that's perfect. That's it right there. And publish that. Let's do a scan because we added some new pictures for that search engine optimizer because we can update. Yep, they just popped up. These are pictures that got to be updated. Let's get it done. All right, theater on the go. Okay. It'll show us what pictures that need to be updated. So we'll just put our little information in there, and we'll be good to go. Oh wait, no, I want to put the whole thing in there. Where's the front page for this thing? I got a front page. Here. So I'm going to be setting up pretty soon with GoDaddy, and I'm going to set up our 2 other companies with them. Even though, like I said, 9 years I've been with them, that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. So it's not a big thing. It happens, you know, in companies all the time. But still, I do want other companies not all on the same website, all server. I mean, all with the website providers. And on top of that, we have 2 websites and a VIP server, which I want to design. And so far, I want to design a community so people from all over the world, we can all get together and we can share information and stuff like that. And I know we're going to have people at the end of the day that want to make trouble. Don't worry about that. I got a special crew I'm bringing on board that's going to take care of those problems. And when you have a company that involves a corporation license, we can bring law enforcement officers also too on board, because these are now corporations that we're building. So it's a whole different set of rules. So if they feel that basically that our servers are being breached and there are hooligans that are carrying on, we can basically easily get this transferred over into a court of law and have the proper authorities monitor sites to make sure these individuals are locked up. Corporations get perks. They get special perks. All companies get perks, but corporations get some perks. They do. And that's why I applied for the license. Might as well. Let me see. Okay, we're going to take this right here. So we're going to take this right here. Take this one here. And we got to put this into our updates for the search engine optimizer. There we go. And we have to put down this. So that's completed. Let's see. Okay, so this is title of the page. I couldn't understand what they meant by that. Title of the page, or basically a title of the page, or defining what you're saying. Your search engine optimizer, they advance the daylights out of this thing. So when this thing pops up and you scan your site, as you're writing stuff down, they want to know what does the writing actually stand for. Or is defining the description, is it the title of the page, all that has to be put in there. So you really are going to have to, before it was a little easier, but now they make it quite, it's a little interesting, let's just put it that way. It's a little interesting. Well, this doesn't define anything, so I don't know what you mean by this is defining. Let's see. Section, title section. This does not define anything at all, period. Like this, we got it, excuse me, too much doing. This right here, on the other hand, this is, we just put this in right here for the pink, extreme pink widow. That'll be popping up in a few minutes. Anything that we're using will come up. Let us know exactly. Did I copy and paste it? I did copy and paste it. So, I'm going to give you a little secret. So, you want to make sure your site pops up just about anywhere it comes up, any picture, any information. You embed your domain name into literally everything. And I mean everything. Every single picture, every description, everything. Don't bother going in and writing a bunch of stuff. Just forget about it. Just forget about it. Just put in your website, because every time they click on it, it's going to direct them to the website, and the information is going to be there already. Why are you going to explain something that you already explained? It's like doing it twice. I'm going to explain this, put that in there for them to go there and to read the same thing you literally just put in. Doesn't make any sense. So what you do is you put your website in, and this redirects all traffic right back to your site. You embed it in everything. You go to different search engines. There's an application form that'll pop up with Yahoo, Bing, all of them, and you go in and you just submit all your information there over and over again. Every time you do a YouTube video, you submit the same thing again and again and again. Everything. So anytime it clicks, it always redirects back to you. That's it. That's how you do it. And that's what I'm doing. Every picture goes back to me. So that's when I made the statement that people take our artwork and use it as their own, you just basically just redirect traffic back to us. So if anyone takes your stuff, guess where it's going at? Right back to you every single time. That's what I'm doing. I'm submitting my domain name to every single picture, every single artwork, everything. We just submitted that. That went through, right? That went through. Is it the rest of them? The rest of them put in. Oh, the colon flat, all that stuff will go right through with no problem. People put in there, write the description of the image. You really don't have to write the description of the image. The website tells exactly what your product does. It's already advertising your product. You just have to redirect the traffic back to you. What you're doing is you're creating mass foot traffic back to you. Our site picks up about 1 million, and literally I can show you where basically it shows where you can read exactly how much traffic comes back to you. It's almost near 1 million. And it's quite a lot. So literally I can get paid for having a lot of people to advertise, because we get a lot of traffic that goes back and forth to our site. You can get paid for that too if you want to do that. Companies will pay you to advertise. Your numbers are really high on your site. You know, we don't do all that on there. I might put some on. I'm not sure I'm got to that point yet. I'm not going to make any calls on that, because one of the mistakes I was making was basically making these deadlines, which was a bad idea, and I gotta wait and see what the Lord's going to do first before we go down that road. Whatever He decides is what we go with, but we just have to sit and wait and see what He wants. All right, let me see. Got these in right now. These are other ones we're putting in. It's tedious work, I tell you that much. Every picture you put on here, you'll be doing this over and over and over again. You'll be doing this. It's worth it. Whew, man. Oh, we're supposed to play some music. Yeah, because I'm going to go nuts in here with this one. Alright, you got this one. And I'm not mad at people who don't give us their reviews and pictures and stuff, because sometimes people forget. That's what they do. They forget, and then they get caught up in it and they just forget. So I can understand that. But we're blessed to have people come in and give us those reviews that we need for our company. Alright, we're done on that. These are all done. These are outside pictures, and we got to do it again. Now we got the labels now. We got to go do this with the labels. Anything here? We're done on that set. We're done on that set. We got 2 more in here we missed. They have to be done. That's finished. And we got more. Woo! Lucky me. Right now, I'm looking at a graphic printer because I don't want to print labels out through the printer anymore. I want them to look glossy and professional. So I am looking at a new way of printing our labels for the 50-ounce containers. We're working on. And then on top of that, consider the fact the blackout cloth material that we make. I don't want to do. I like the third-party company we're working with, but I found a fabric shop over in Bethlehem, and I'm definitely going to take the time to go down there and check out what they got. Send that information back to the person. We got a person that's coming on board to help design our own blackout cloth material. I want my own signature cloth with our badges on it, and she's going to do the grommets and all that stuff, get the machine in to do different size grommets and stuff like that. And I want a 235.1 blackout cloth material, a certain way I want it designed. And from there we can get all different kinds of fabrics and whatever we want. We got some really cool screens coming out for blackout cloth designs. Oh man, they're gonna be sick. They're gonna be absolutely sick. So it just, everything we'll have right now is gonna be upgraded to something even more advanced, something crazier. Trying to do something different. I don't want the same thing as everybody else has. Everybody else has the same aluminum fixed frame screen with you wallpaper. Wallpaper requires no tools, nothing whatsoever. You take it out, you can roll it up, it's portable. I love it. I got one right there in the corner that instead of me having this big bulky frame staring me in the face, I got something I can just roll up and just stick in the corner when I'm done with it. When I'm ready, I can pull it out. That's what I like about that. And on top of that, it's easier to ship too. On top of that, shipping cost is very cheap. Now, to do shipping overseas, I definitely want to invest in pity bows. So that's another shipping option I want to look into also. This is already checked out. This is checked out. What did we do on this one? Did we check off? Okay, we did this one already. Yeah, we did that one. That's done. That's done. Okay. Well, we got one here that's not done. What are you? Let me see. Oh, you're done also too. Okay. That's our marketplace. That's already done. It's embedded. What do we have here? These are done too. This one's finished too. Okay. So every picture on the marketplace, everything now comes back to us. Publish that. Alright, that was fun. Let me see. Theater in the go. Let me change this too. I like this, but the briefly, I don't like this right here. I don't know. I have to think about that one a little bit. The theater on the go. Oh shit, I put myself right in the eye. That's fantastic. Did we update the search engine for this one? Let me see. Yeah, I got myself right in the eye. Portable. Let me see. Portable. Basic settings. All information is in there correctly. That's perfect. Let's see, FLE theater on the go, manufacturer. I can see it for it. With portable projector. In the car. Ah, good thing we came in here. This was spelled incorrectly. It's not C-A-R-K, it's C-A-R, car life. That's why it pays to go back over your stuff. I'm a stickler for that stuff. I just go back over stuff over and over and over again. Alright, and we forgot to add in, let me see, FLE theater on the go. Theater on the go. We have the game. We do. We have something. The ultimate experience for all of that. We only have one of these on here. Well, we have FLE gaming on the go. Let's see. Comes with portable projectors. Comes with portable screen with projectors. and wired for Bluetooth speakers. See, we got speakers there. So the company called Petro, which sells all this stuff. It sells cables, wires, all the stuff we need, like tons and tons of cables and stuff that we need to have in these packages. We get them for super, super extremely cheap because we use our wholesale tax license to go in and basically apply for the catalog, which I have to go and apply for the catalog literally, so I can get all this stuff in. So we can actually add these kits in with everything. You have all your cables, you have your wires, you have everything you need to do all this. Even Bluetooth extenders, we get all that stuff for really, really cheap because, again, you know, it's good to have a wholesale license, but at least you have to know exactly where to buy from. And we've been doing business with this company for a very long time, which means, let me see for a minute, that's on there. Let's see, 40 instantaneous Philips portable projector, portable projectors, and wired or Bluetooth speakers. Okay. Good thing I wanted to check that because we had that spelled incorrectly. Now that's in there. That'll show up on Google. And right now we're working on our Google business page too on top of that. I'm also going to be building me another Facebook page. This Facebook page is going to be a giant marketplace for marketing our products. It's going to be linking to the warehouse and everything else is going to link to. And yes, everybody will be wearing the company's logo on it, which would be cool. So I got this design I want to do. It's going to show all 4 companies all combined into one logo. And guess who does that? Graphic designer. That's her job. That's what she's going to do. I told you, God works everything out. Everything out. You know, when people sit there and make statements that, hey, you're in a garage and this, that, and this is where you're working from. You know, some of the most amazing things were engineered out of a garage. You know, the Model T4, that was out of a garage. Black Diamond Technology, guess what? Garage, yes. A lot of things were designed out of garages. Yep. Your cupcakes, cookies, all that stuff, invented out of a kitchen. Some of that stuff was made by accident. It was never meant to be that way. Kellogg's cornflakes was made by accident. Yep, it was an accident. They made it. I study inventors. I do. I find it fascinating. I find inventors fascinating for the things they design. I do. I'm interested in how they started or how it all became. I even sat there and watched an 8-hour documentary, and it was in 2 parts of 4 hours of basically the beginning structure of the Titanic. Before it was set off to sea, when the first person came up with the idea of designing this massive ship, and all the people who invested, there was a lot of crazy stuff that went on. The embezzling, the stealing, or the robbing, and there were a few murders that went on too in the process too. People betraying and stabbing each other in the back. So some stuff really went on before that ship took off. It's kind of like, and the sad thing about it was like it was almost cursed before it even was ever built, because there was a lot of stuff that went on. But I'm interested in that, like what went on behind the scenes for this to become what it became. Like your windshield wipers. Like I told you, Chrysler stole the idea from a fellow who basically invented the windshield wipers. There's actually a huge documentary on that. They paid that guy like $50 million or something. They made money off it. So it's a lot of interesting stuff. Everything that you have in your possession that you have, and even down to this cup right here, somebody came up with the idea and the struggles they want to make it come to life so you can have it in your hand. That's what I find fascinating about inventors. And you have the more tragic ones where inventors actually died and got killed by their own inventions, like the submarine. Yep. Thomas Edison and all of them out there in the day. Just amazing how the things they worked on, the trials and errors they had to go through to reach that point. But a lot of things were developed in barns, garages, and kitchens by everyday people who just had a passion and love for what they did. And that's the reason why you have it now. So technology we're engineering after I pass off this earth is going to definitely leave a mark. That's going to change things. And that's what we're pushing for. Hopefully it stays affordable, which I'm kind of hoping it does. But chances are it probably won't. Somebody's going to come along and make it expensive after I pass off the earth. Now, am I here building a legacy to be remembered? No. I don't want to be remembered. In a point, yeah, but in a point, no, too on top of that. Some people lose the path, and they build to be remembered on the earth. That's not where you want to be remembered. You want to be remembered in the next life. That's where you want to be remembered at, because that's where you're going to be at forever. Forever. Here is just for a little bit. Over there is forever, and I think forever is where I want to build. So, as long as I keep it on the path, and I don't lose my place with God, and I build for my treasures in heaven and not here on the earth. But I will have it in every contract and everything we do, and even in the company's policy itself, the backbone of it, that our profits, some of our profits go to charity. So people continue to get helped out long after I die off the earth and I go home. Yep, you do. Alright, let me see. We got all this in here. What do we got for the social media share picture in here? Oh, we got the briefcase. Okay. I'd rather have that duffel bag to tell the truth, honestly. That picture's bugging me. It's so bugging me so much. Let me see. Let's see. There's only picture for the time being. Let me see. Black duffel bag. See, this speaks to me. This speaks to me. Black duffel bag. Black duffel bag. See, this would be like, it gives me a vibe for theater on the go. Not a briefcase. So let me see. Black duffel bag. Black duffel bag. Clip art. We get the clip art. Ooh. What do we got? Every time I see the small bags, Buddy Monty has a little small bag. Like, oh, you get your GTA bag. You never play GTA? You never do the bank heist is on GTA. They got a little GTA bag. That's what you're carrying. Don't call it that. It's funny. This was a joke. Alright, let me see. This is perfect. I like that. Can we get it with a black background? Black background. So I'm gonna do it with the white shirts. I'm gonna get some civil. Trying to look a little bit more, I guess, down to earth. I don't know what you call it. I'm gonna get some. I like my white shirts, but I'm gonna get some novelty T-shirts and just a little bit more like casual urban, if you want to put it that way. Some places I got to walk into, and I want to get a chance to do walkthroughs to these places to see exactly how and where we're going to set up. These are places I'm going to be running out. I'm supposed to have everything done this summer, but there's just so much that has to be done. It's not even funny, literally, on how much paperwork which is required and documents before you even walk into a facility. A YouTube video is not enough. You have to really have, you have to have samples, and like I said, all packaging has to be done professionally and all. It's a lot. It's a lot. So we're getting it done. Put it in God's hands and let Him work with us, and we get it done. Get to God's hands. Don't worry about it. We'll be there. We're good. Expos don't start down here until September, so we got plenty of time to play to get it done. Now, actually, we don't have plenty of time to play. We just literally have time now. But I'm thinking like it's the summer. Like, no, they have them down here in September and October, stuff like that. Oh, what do we have with this right here? Oh, let me see. Before I ain't doing it. This is why we need a graphics designer. But hey, I need a duffel bag. Can you have a picture of a duffel bag? We do have a logo on how we're going to design it, but we need her to do it. I can't do it. I don't have the capability to do it. And then the good thing about it is, since I am going to have a nice little legal team, I'm actually bringing me in a patent attorney, and I'm also bringing me in a patent attorney for copyrights and all that stuff, so we can submit her stuff right away. When she's done with everything, she can submit it. We can have all the paperwork, start the process, so we can protect ourselves. Let's hide this bag here. This bag is pretty hot. Definitely going to have to do a bag. I need a custom bag for my projector back there, which I'm taking on site. I'm taking that projector on site with me. I love that projector. The $10 projector, I love it. I'm going to customize the bag for it, so it fits in quite nicely. Put all my supplies, everything we need in it. I can throw my screens in there too on top of it, in the bag, camera equipment, all that stuff. Alright, this is definitely going to take some time. We don't have time for it. I have to come back to this. So, at least we know what we want. But, while we're doing this, I just thought about something. I'm going to come back to the original page. I want to make that move so it slides over. So let me see what we gotta do. Where's the vertical projector? Now the guy's gonna be building the whatchamacallit, machines. He's, like I say, he's a programmer. So he's gonna be basically designing all the games in there. He does all that stuff, all that coding and stuff like that for the controllers and all that stuff, button mapping and all that stuff. He does all that crazy stuff. He's pretty crazy, some wild stuff. He actually built an Iron Man PC. He's a big fan of Iron Man. He had built an Iron Man PC that literally talks to him like Jarvis. It is freaking sick. I mean, how the freak did you get to do that? He's pretty crazy stuff. So he's going to do, when I finish my Fallout PC, he's going to do it so when the intro comes on, it doesn't have the XP or whatever, the logo on it. It has the atom bomb that goes off for Fallout. He's going to redo it for me. He's going to rewrite that code for me. I am not on that level. In no way whatsoever. So let me see. We got basic search. No. We need to get to the whatchamacallit. I need to go to the page itself. Where's the page? What do we have in this thing all together? Connect the background page connectivity. Ooh, we can play around with all this up in here. That's some fun things goes on there. Social share, page background. We can change all that? Oh. I'm digging some more stuff in here. Alright, let me see. We were just on the page. This is the page. We gotta come here on the page. I need to get access to this thing. And this the yeah, it does move. Okay, we can get access to this. So we need this to move. I need that to slide in. Nope. Where are these slides? There we go. Theater on the go. Well, that's perfect. That gives it a nice little look to it. Let's slow it down just a little bit. We got the on gentle already. So maybe we can see if we can slow it down a little bit. Whoop. Bam. Theater on the go. I love that. That's fantastic. Do these slide in? Do any of these slide in? Let me see something for a minute. These slide, right? What's this? Animation for, oh, it's the glide. It's the glide. This is the glide. Let me see, what's this one right here? It's glide too? We have animation for this one. This also glides. Okay, perfect. Alright, so, wait, no. That tilts. That tilts. Yeah. We need that right there. And this one does what? This one slide in. Why didn't you do that with the slide? It's the guides in. Alright. Next slide. What does this have on here for option? I'm curious. Front to bottom, intense. So we can slide to the left. What does that do? Can I get gentle with that? Alright, cool. I have to delay a little bit on that one. Alright, so that slides in there and go, woo, on the go. I want all these to slide in. Oh wait, now it's going to take the whole page and slide it from here. And while I'm on here, Miles will just update the media players on here because I need to do some designs so we can make them stand out, change out our borders on here so they look real nice. Let's see. Let's go with an outside kind of design, bring it up to around 3. 3 is perfect. Let's give it a nice green to it. Oh, that's a beautiful green right there. We'll take that. At 3. Nice little green to it. We'll bring it up to 3. That's a nice one. There we go. That's pretty green in that. And green resembles outside. This is one of the things that resemble outside. You hear a lot of noise in the background. That's Sam. That is my air cleaner. My air cleaner has been with me since I've had lung disease. Well, I had lung disease. We don't have it anymore. But yeah, he's been with me for a long time. I gotta take Sam. It's a honeycomb too. I gotta take Sam. Honeywell. I think it's Honeywell. Sorry about that. I gotta take Sam in to get repaired. Sam has been with me for a while. With me when I was sick. Alright, that's fantastic. I like that little piece of green in there. Alright, it's tiny homes. I gotta have, I don't know. I'll do something for the background for this, because this doesn't, it doesn't give me the tiny home vibe. It's too much to move around. So I need a tiny home 4K. This nice image in the background would be nice. Sitting on a farm site right now for tiny homes, and these things are, I love these small homes. I do love them. These small homes right here, not a lot to do, because again, it's easy to clean, especially when you're older. You're going to be doing a lot of cleaning to a whole house. It's very easy to clean. On top of that, you know, if you're, I wouldn't mind at least around 1,000 square feet. 1,000 square feet would be nice. So pretty much roughly, we can cover that with any air conditioner, any form of air cleaner, anything we need to run in the environment. We're going quite nicely. Oh man, these things are gorgeous. I can't wait to get mine. I saw a piece of property for rent, nerdy. I might go out and get it. But the thing about it, it's not far enough away out. It's really not. It's still within city limits. Still within the city limits. This right here is a little too small. I can't do this. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. But it's just too small. Like, it is way too small. That's too small. This is tiny, tiny. They got super tiny home living. That's way too small. I guess it works, but no, it's too small for me. I need a little bit more room in that baby. Let me see something. 1,000 square feet tiny homes. Yeah, this is what we need. Not too big, but not too small. These are 1,000 square feet homes right here. This is what we want. But I want mine built a little bit different. Because we're going to have projector technology throughout that whole thing. A lot of you not, I'm going to basically projector map the daylights out of it. I'm going to basically hook up the ceiling so it turns into an alternate universe, change parts of the floor to whatever we want. Have a screen out here on the deck up top and have a screen down at the bottom. Definitely going to be putting an outdoor car simulator for driving. Oh, heck yeah. What better way to do a driving game than outside, literally. And I'm going to hook this thing up. We don't want the traditional roof. I don't want the traditional slant roof. I want a different kind of roof. And these are 1,000 square feet. 400 square feet, 200 square feet. Here's a small one. We don't want 200 square feet. I need something a little bigger. A little bit bigger. Like that. That's perfect. That's a nice, perfect little tiny house right there. That is absolutely, right there is perfect. That's perfect. This is what I'm talking about. That's what I want, something like that. A lot of large windows. Definitely perfect. That is definitely what I'm talking about. That is perfect. Like that slant, I don't want the whole, like, you know, slant. I would take out this whole section right here, and we could basically coat our chemical in there, and we could turn that basically into a screen. That would be sick. That'd be nice. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful. All right, let me get back to work. We'll have it one day. I'm going to make it possible. Till then, I need to get a nice little tiny home design. Let's see. No, that's not where you're at. There we are. Tiny home. Well, this one's nice too. That's a nice one too. I like that one too. I think the inside would be nice. Tiny homes inside. That'd be a nice little design to put there on our backdrop. Gimme. Thank you. Let me see that for customer. I'm going to make a separate folder for this one. A new folder? Oh, no. We don't want new folder in the folder. No. We don't want new folder in the folder. We need actual outside picture, new folder, tiny homes. Tiny homes for FLE. Oh, that's beautiful. I like this set right here. That is absolutely gorgeous. That is gorgeous. Right there. Look at this right here. That is sick. Look at that huge window. I love it. And you own these. These are yours. You own them. It's not like you're making any mortgage payments or any of that. These houses right here are basically using solar power, all that stuff. No bills. Absolutely no bills at all. No bills. We have no electric bills at all, period. Water system, filtration systems, you can run all, think about all that stuff from Amazon. You can literally run a harvest system right through Amazon. Free water comes from the sky. That's what I understand. People, I think, when I say from the door, the housing market, biggest scam on the planet. It is. You don't own your property. And the other one is water. Water's another huge scam. You people at the end of the day are saying, well, you know, I pay for water because they clean it. Yeah, but you have cleaners. You have filters on your faucets. You can't even drink the water that comes in from the reservoir, from the cleaning system. You can't drink that water. You're going to have a cleaning system, or most people buy water. Why are you buying for water and paying for water at the same time? Oh, I need it for washing and all that stuff. Did you know there's a harvest system? People have these huge tanks outside their home. If you've ever seen these things, people have them out there. You could pump the water right back into your building. And there's a system basically to clean it to make it drinkable, and there's another one actually it makes the water softener. People get water softeners anyway. They get water softener when they use the regular water that they pay for every single day. They install a softener because, again, there's still all kinds of, what do they call it, I can't think of the word of it, different, the source of what they have in the water that basically is harsh for the skin. But you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it'll come to me later on. But anyway, you still have water softeners. So I'm thinking like, why the frick are you installing water softeners when the water is always supposed to be clean and sanitized for you to drink it and use it? But you can't use it and you can't drink it, but you pay for it. And yet I see people buy water from deer parks and water delivery and go to the supermarket and spend 30, 40, 50 bucks on water they can drink. Well, how come you don't drink the water that comes out of your fountain? You can't drink that water that comes out of your fountain. What the freak are you paying for? There you go. It's backwards as backwards can be. Literally. And then if they have a water shortage, guess what? The water you just paid for, you can't even use because there's a water shortage. Where people like this have tanks, backup reservoir tanks sitting on their property, where yeah, they can use the water when they want to use it. They can clean it, they can drink it, and they can wash in it and bathe in it and use it for everything else they want to use. Yep. So what's the point of paying for something that technically, at the end of the day, you really could have just got for free? Of course, you put a little investment in and the stuff you need at the end of the day, but no more water bill at all. Ever. So what about flushing the toilet? The majority of the toilets that they have, that they use, are going to be tankless toilets. So basically there is a chemical used to basically get rid of toilet waste. This stuff right here. So what this stuff does is it kills any scent, bacteria. It doesn't exist. As a matter of fact, RVs use these things at the end of the day because you know where the waste goes out for an RV. It goes into a tank system that's inside of your RV. A huge massive tank you have in there where all your waste, your pee, and all that stuff goes into. And there's a system that cleans it, and then it basically you can go to a docking station and pump all that waste into another system where somebody comes along and they suck all that out and they take it down to a place to be disposed of. But you can use this stuff right here, which is called septic tank treatment. All this stuff that you use, and also too for people who camp, they have a powder that you drop in and it turns into a gel-like form. Turning urine into a gel. So basically, this stuff right here, when you go camping with your kids, you gotta pee somewhere, right? Somebody's gotta pee somewhere. And your toilet, basically this stuff is designed to absorb all the urine and turn it into a big jello mold, which basically kills all the bacteria, scent, the smell, everything. Welcome to the future. That's what it's designed to do. So if you've ever been camping before, you used one of these before, which I have. I used to go camping quite a bit. This kills everything. So people have tiny homes. Some of them don't even put in a system or a septic tank basically for their toilets. It turns into a gel-like form, which basically you can buy it so you can bury it because the chemical that goes into it is completely biodegradable, eco-friendly, and safe for the environment. Which they turn those huge packs they have, well, not the urine so much, but the waste, they turn that into fertilizer, which I said I would use for plants and stuff. I would not use it for food and actually consume it. Which is interesting because you use animal feces for basically for growing fruit, but you can't use your own, which I wouldn't do either at all, period. I did a little experimenting. Cat litter is fantastic fertilizer. You mix some cat litter with some ground coffee beans, you'd be surprised what grows in your backyard the next day. Not the next day, but you know what I'm talking about. So I did some experimenting when I was at the other place. I basically took regular fertilizer from Home Depot and I took a mixture of just the first cat litter and then cat litter mixed with coffee beans. And man, yeah, excellent results on that test. Now see, this stuff, they use it for litter boxes, they use it for just about anything you could possibly think of. Guess what? There's barefoot on boats too. Where's that plumbing going to? Yeah, you're not shooting that out in the ocean. That'll get you into a lot of trouble, a lot of serious trouble. So that's going to go into a tank. And to keep the tank from smelling and giving off an odor, that's what all this stuff is for. So you can use it for your litter, for Sparky over here. Talk what that would be you if you were a little bit more furrier. All that. See, your outside toilet, all that. You better know this stuff. I'll tell you right now, you better know this stuff. You think I'm joking? You better know this stuff. You better know how to survive without using the comforts of being on the grid. You better know how to survive. You never know what this world's going to end up to be. You never know. God, yes, has control over all things. That's true. But you don't know what this world's going to end up to be. You better know how to survive. Grid goes down, pumping stations, all that stuff shuts down completely. Power outages, all that stuff shuts down. If you're without power for a couple of weeks because a huge storm came through, how are you going to run anything? You're going to run around and panic, scared to death? You better know how to work it. If you've been camping, people who camp already know this stuff already. They know it already. People that camp just about a lot are people who basically, they're already prepared for this stuff. They can live. The one guy's like in a bush camp, they can go outside, they can set up anything and live in it. Anything. Especially the ones that build their own structures. Fascinating. Really fascinating. Portable shower systems. Now, these are portable shower systems. People who live the RV life and van life, they have these units. Or if you want to go a little high tech in your unit and you want to put in something like a what's it called? Electric showers. These are called electric showers. Real thing. I do my research. Yes, I do. So electric shower system actually works much better than your actual shower system that you have in your home, which I love about these things at the end of the day. I'm going to get one installed in my tiny home. So this right here, you get constant, endless flow of hot water. Instead of you having a tank in your home and you screaming and yelling because your kids sat there and used all the hot water, this doesn't happen here. So basically, hot water is pushed through this system right here, right through here, and this gives you the option of being the temperature control, which means it's a constant flow of water, especially when you're using something called tankless hot water heaters that don't require a storage of water. It's just basically a constant flow of water pushing through heat coils that keeps the water nice and hot. But on this system, this allows you to install a shower system anywhere you want. If you got a backup reserve tank, basically for your showering only, and this system right here will allow for cool water to come through, control your temperature right here, and you can actually heat it up. Earth leak protection. Love that at the end of the day. Easy to install. Put a shower anywhere you want. So do you have to have plumbing running through the whole unit? No, you really don't. You can have the same working shower that you have in your off the grid, the same shower that you have if you were living on the grid. Except for the difference is, I'm not paying for water, and you would be paying for water. That's the thing. So you control your temperature, how hot you want it, right from there. You install your nice tile, you tile work, install your own tile and hook everything in there. Yeah, same thing. Except for that's coming off a reserve tank. And you can get 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000 tanks. Of course, you have to have somebody bring in a backhoe or excavator. They have to dig up and put all that stuff in, but yeah. Hire a plumber? You don't need one. You are the plumber. That's the beautiful thing about it. Self-sufficient. Something goes wrong, they got to tear out all of this, trace exactly where the problem's at, which means they got to rip through the interior to get to it, This one, you can have a simple system that connects out from the back, comes down the side into the reserve tank, and that's it. Fix it yourself. I love this. I love this kind of stuff at the end of the day. That's what I like about the tiny homes. Yep, you are definitely paying for water filtration systems. People put water softeners in on water that's supposed to be already treated when it comes to your house. Got to go buy some bottled water. But you got water in the house. I can't drink that water. Why? Because it's got all kinds of chemicals and parasites and stuff in it. But you pay for them to clean the water. There you go. That's why some people have gardens. You will notice they'll have these huge tanks that are connected to their the gutters, because they're reserving water. So just in case if there's basically a water shortage, they always got water. Something you get for free and you got to pay for it. It's unbelievable. It's insane. Just from to clean something. Now back then, yeah, you could drink water out of the faucet. We all did. Not today. You know how old those pipes are, depending on where not the pipes in your home. The pipes in your house can be brand new, but the pipes are actually transferring the water to your house. And that's a different story right there. How often do you think they dig up the street and maintenance those things? You could have anything coming through there off those pipes. Anything. Freaks you out a little bit, doesn't it? Oh, there you go. Alright, I'm getting back to work here. I need the inside for that one. I'm going to change this background right here. Definitely going to change that. Something else. I mean, you should know this stuff. You definitely should educate yourself. Don't get too comfortable with the grid. Really don't. Let's see. I'm not saying be paranoid, but be a little smarter. You're paying for the maintenance. That's what you're paying for. The maintenance for them, for basically to hook up to their pipes, to run the water through to your building. That's what you're paying for. And still, at the end of the day, you still gotta have to buy a filter. Some of you will be getting water softeners, and you still will be buying your water at a supermarket. So I guess the only thing you use it for is washing clothes, showering, and just for cleaning. That's it. Because you can't drink it. And yeah, if you're showering, it depends on how harsh your water. Minerals, that's what it is, minerals basically. That's why you use water softeners. But some people can't even shower in it because the minerals can be too harsh for the skin. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fair deal to me. Electricity is also free. It comes from the sun. You get it every day when it hits your house for free. Let me see. We were tiny homes. It's supposed to be tiny homes. Tiny homes. Here we go. No. I got two of these in here. Alright, one of these are tiny. Yeah, somebody put me on that when they were talking about, hey, you are paying all this money out the water, and why are you paying for, a guy told me about that. I was sitting there in the supermarket and said, why are you paying for bottled water? And I said, because I needed to drink. He said, why don't you drink the water come out of your tab? I said, I can't drink that. That water's got all kinds of parasites and minerals, harmful minerals in it. He said, well, precisely, so what are you paying for? So what are you really using it for when you really think about it? You can't really wash with it because, again, a lot of people have water softeners, so they don't have softened water coming to your home, so you got to get a unit for that. And you can't drink it, so you're washing your clothes with it, and I guess your car and the things around the house is basically about it. So, yeah. Good point on that. Alright, got a little background for that right there for the tiny homes. I like that. Oh, I want to do our background. I think I'm going to do it with a wooden background on this one. Let me change this over here. Then we'll do some brown into this. Do this up to 3. Give me 3. I'm going to do a nice brown on this. Yeah, it's a nice brown. Look at that. That's perfect movement. This one. Brown on this one. Oh, too much before. There it's perfect. Brown again. This is a extra detail that has to be, you do to tweak your site. Little things like this count. Let me see. Design. Alright, that's good. Is this one done? We did this one, right? Let me see. No, we didn't do this one. Oh, we did do it. Okay, we did do it. 3. Alright, that's fantastic. And this is for Starlight. 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 See tonight. Three. I'm going to use 4 for this one. I'm going to nice little blue into that one. Let's see. Softer blue, definitely blue. Gotta do my own blue for this one. Let's see. Somewhere in here. That's a perfect color. Right there. Where's my color for this? Right there, this far in. Okay, perfect. Alright, that's a perfect one. So blue with that. $8.26. Yep. Looking late. I'm ready to get it done. Done. Let's see, I know all the game in there. Go to the game screen. Let's see. Got a better red than that. Yellow in here? Yeah. Oh, are these basically, these players, are they basically looped? I don't think I looped any of the players. Oh, great, I already forgot to loop the players. Gotta go check that. Let me get a blue on this one. Oh, I love shooter games so much. I'm gonna get back to my shooter games. I haven't played a shooter game in a while. cold for this one. Oh, you put more in there? How many more did you put in here? Oh, 4. Okay. We'll do the Pac-Mans for this one. There we go. Fast squat, boys. Got the dim lights up. Work. Look at this work, right? A lot of work. I also want to do a portrait screen too. Because the portrait screens are different. They're not 16:9 or 16:10 screens. That's what they are. They have to be cut a little different for to do portrait. So I'm definitely going to have to track down. I need a Sony 31. Because they do the portrait. I need one of those. I can run anything through that thing. That's what I want to hunt down. It's going to be one of the venue projectors I need that are special for that. Alright, let's get our color here. We're going to get our blue in this one over here for our Pac-Man. Put a 4 in there. Let me see. I want a Pac-Man color in there. Put that bright yellow in there. Man, I tell you, Pac-Man came out, there were songs about it, everything was Pac-Man. Pac-Man Madness was insane. Absolutely insane. Countless quarters shoved into the arcade machine. Thinking to yourself, one day I'm gonna own this game, and now you can own it. I love Pac-Man. The noobs would pretty much go for the power pellets as they do, and people who not it, you can stay on the trail. If you stay on the track and pretty much get all the little I forget what they call them in the day. Oh man, seriously. Little pellets. You can get all of them before you hit the power pellets. Sweep the whole board before you hit them. And I love Pac-Man. I was a big fan of Pac-Man. Alright, let's go get this up to 4. Right here. And I think we're going to do this color with a little light blue in there. I'm going to give it a nice little beautiful set to that. I like that right there. I think I'm going to change my retro rage to like a bounce, a rage. So I think I'm going to set that up for that one. Do like a little setup we have here. Did we set the players for loop? Which I'm curious if I did or not. So I have to go check on this. No, we did not. Man, I didn't do that at all, period. So you want to loop your players. It's very important because, again, you want to make sure that content that gets played on these things, it's only your content only, because it'll loop. I mean, without the loop system, somebody else's content will be playing, or advertisement will be playing, and you don't know what may pop up. Anything could pop up that's on that YouTube feed. You don't want it posted on your site. So we put the loop system in right there, lock it in, and I gotta put a description of the video. I'll be doing that later on. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Yeah, loop it. Video. I know I forgot to do this. Like that's done already. I just went to the bottom. Are we done? There we go. A little bit more code. Finish. I'm glad to be back on the track again. Yep. That's why I chase money, because I lost my salvation for, I think, about a couple of years. A couple of years I lost it. Chasing money. Lost my salvation. And a lot of climb my cross and get it back. That's why I don't chase money. Dangerous. Very dangerous. That's what happens to a lot of preachers. They get off the path and they start serving that money. And it's good to have money, but not good to make it your God. I love when people sit there and say, when they don't read the Bible correctly, when it says you don't make anything your God, doesn't mean you're going to sit there and worship a statue. Anything you put before God becomes your God. And a little bit of shocker here too, a lot of people don't realize, is that you are not supposed to call anyone Father but God. Look it up. He's the only one that you can call Father. You're not supposed to call anyone Father but God. Because he's the one and only. I got somebody in my family told me they stopped celebrating Christmas. I'm like, why did you stop celebrating Christmas for? I gotta figure out why on that one. That's why I said, before you make conclusions, read the whole Bible first. If you don't read the whole Bible, please don't come up with some conclusions. These conclusions can be extremely bad. Read the Bible. You don't know what the devil could preach to you if you don't read the whole book. Again, that's the equivalent of going into a war without a strategist. You're gonna get yourself killed. You know. You don't know what that army is capable of doing. You don't know the terrain. You don't know anything at all. You don't know the weapons they use. Not a thing. I remember I used to play Dynasty Warrior, which I got to get back into that. Dynasty Warrior, and a good strategist. I used to pay tons of gold for a very good strategist, because I knew that a good strategist would basically give us the odds of winning. And some people invest their money in tigers and catapults and spears and soldiers. Without a good strategy, they all can get slaughtered. You walk into the wrong terrain, wrong area, not prepared for a certain army, and whoop, you're going. You know, I like those strategy games like Dynasty Warrior. I gotta download another one. Like I said, I love Dynasty Warrior. I gotta get back into Dynasty Warrior. I missed that game. Blue. I love blue. Come on, let's be nice. Let's be nice, yo. I didn't request all that. Just trying to stick with players. Okay, that's good. Alright, so we go to here. I'm gonna take over this one. Alright, I gotta have a chicken for twice. Alright. There we go. But I don't know why. Like, why would you not celebrate Christmas? Jesus was born on the 25th. So where did you read this from? So I had someone tell me that, and I'm like, I'm baffled by that. I'm like, did you read the book? Like, I know I didn't really read it. Like, man, okay, then you don't know what the devil's telling you, do you? Because he knows the Bible. The devil knows the Bible. He knows it. At the back of his hand, he knows it. And you don't know it? And you're going against him? Yep, there you go. He can twist it around any way he wants, and you wouldn't notice it because you don't read it. I meet a lot of Christians like that don't want to read the Bible. They will argue with you on why they don't have to read the entire book. If you read the Bible and you look at it in a way where it becomes a job for you, don't bother. Don't bother. You'll miss the point. Cut it out and behave now. Enough. There's a cat that comes to the door. I don't know what goes on. I have to bring him out there so you have to look at him. But anyway, Yeah, you have to know that book because he knows it. And if he knows it better than you, you're in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. So you need to know that book. And if you look at the Bible like, oh, all these pages and all that, don't pick it up. Don't bother with it because it's a waste of time. Because he studied that book, and you need to study that book. But you want to read the Bible because you want to know more about God. That's how I started reading the Bible, because I wanted to know more about God. I wanted to get closer to him. So it was wonderful. It was the best book I ever read in my entire life. And the interesting thing about reading the Bible, that once you read it the first time, it changes. It does change. It has deeper meaning to it. You understand more. Only book I've ever read that's like that. So if you read it with the intention as in, I gotta read it because don't bother. Don't even bother. Wait until you 100% want to be closer to God. And then, when you have a love for him, a true love for him, then you read the book because you want to know everything about him. Other than that, you better know that book because he knows what it is. He knows that book. And when you're sitting before a preacher, because one of the biggest mistakes I see people do, they worship the man in the church. You're not there to worship him. You're there to worship God. His job is to preach about the Lord to you, to educate you about God. But if he's not preaching the way he's supposed to be preaching, then you better be to see this. You better know the word. And sometimes some congregations will get mad at you, and they'll basically kick you out. They'll kick you out of the congregation, or kick you out of the church. Well, good, go. I would just go. Good, God's just telling me it's not for me, and I'll leave. Because you're against the preacher. The preacher's not God. God is God. Some of these preachers, you meet some good ones. I say all preachers, you meet I met some amazing preachers that stick to the word of God. That's what they are. And I met some that did not, at all, period. Don't worry, you don't get your act together, and you don't repent and get the Lord's forgiveness, somebody else that's waiting for you on that side too. And he's hoping you don't get your act together. He really is hoping you don't get it together. So we got everything on here on the players. I think we did get all the players done. We got them all looped, so that's fantastic. It's all done. That's it. I published on that right there, so that's finished right there. That's why I'm blessed to have people in my life that basically keep me on track. Worst thing for a Christian to do is not admit when he's wrong. That's the worst thing for a Christian to do, because the devil won't want you to do that. You get that self-pride where you can't admit that you're wrong because you feel that you're higher than everyone. No, you're in a lot of trouble. You're in a lot of trouble. You definitely are. Now humble yourself and admit when you're wrong. If people want to sit there and judge you, then they'll judge you. The only one you have to worry about is God. Don't worry about them at the end of the day. That's like when the Pharisees brought the prostitute to Jesus. They're expecting for him to strike her down, and he didn't. He forgave her and told the woman to sin no more. And then they said to themselves, like, oh, that's it? And he said, well, look, ye with sin cast the first stone, because you're all guilty of sin. So you're saying you're holier than her at the end of the day? That you don't commit sin too? She has a right to be forgiven for her sins, just like you have a right to be forgiven for your sins, but you feel like you haven't committed any sin. You cast the first stone, because guess what? You deserve to be stoned yourself, because you have committed sin also. They're trying to trip Jesus up. Pharisees didn't like it because, they were looked upon, and people, they lived for the glory of being able to control and being able to, what's the word for it? Being able to be considered to be higher up on the ladder than other men. And their faces filled with pride and jealousy and greed. And they couldn't stand Jesus at the end of the day because Jesus was a young man. At the end of the day, what kind of doctrine does he have at the end of the day? Doesn't even have gray hair. Like I said, back then, A man that had gray hair was considered to be a man of wisdom, of great knowledge. And didn't have any gray hair. Look at him like, you see it at the end of the day. He's like only 30 years old at the end of the day. Or 20, or whatever age he was. Well, what does he know? What school did he go? What doctorate did he achieve at the end of the day? And they became jealous. And they tried to trip him up and try to make him fall over his word. They tried everything. And when everything failed, they figured, let's put him to death. Let's kill him. But what they don't understand was that was his purpose to be there, to be sacrificed, the final sacrifice for all, so everybody would have the opportunity to go to heaven. That was his purpose to begin with. But Jesus was murdered basically out of jealousy. Because he made them look bad, and the people worshipped him, and they didn't like it. Yeah. All out of jealousy. You know, when Satan came to visit Jesus, and he was trying to tempt him to get him to destroy the body, which is needed for sacrifice, so all of us could go to hell. Which means if Jesus had jumped off that cliff, and Satan wanted him to do, and he died, that sacrifice was gone, everybody on this planet would go to hell. Didn't make a difference regardless of what you did or how good you was. You're going to hell. That's all to it. And you will burn in the lake of fire for eternity. No matter what you did, you were going. That was the final and last sacrifice for mankind. Imagine that would have happened if Jesus would have basically came into temptation and decided to jump off that cliff. Do not tempt the Lord your God. That's what he told Satan. Imagine that. You don't realize how. Thank goodness the Lord had he had that will. He didn't listen to the serpent when he came up. But the serpent knew what his purpose was. He says, man, this guy dies on the cross. I'm done. I got plans to take all these people to hell. If he dies on that cross, it's over for me. He knew it. So I got to tempt him. I got to get him. He's in a human form. I got to tempt him to do something destructive to kill that vessel, that body's in. That sacrifice has to go. So he tempted him. Now mind you, Jesus went into temptation and he jumped off that cliff and that vessel died. He wouldn't have died. That's God. He would have went right back. But the sacrifice would have perished. That means you're going to hell. And it's not a curse word for me to say that. You are going to hell. It doesn't make a difference. I don't care if you solve cancer, world hunger, whatever. You're going to hell. Forgiveness is over. It's done. It's finished. Final. That's it. That's the end of it. When you die, you will go to purgatory. You will burn in the lake of fire forever. That was man's last chance. Last chance. And God already flooded the earth the first time and destroyed majority of most of the people on the earth. That was Old Testament. You get in the New Testament, man just became even more wickeder. At one point, God said, you know what? I got to shorten his time, because if I don't shorten man's time, he's going to destroy himself. Mind you, people back then lived to be 800 to 900 years old, and the time span was short, where man is lucky to live up to 70. You went from 800 to 900 to 70. That shows you how wicked man was. Do you have any idea the destruction that would be on the earth if man had the ability to live to 800 to 900 years old? What possible jail sentence could you possibly give to him? He could literally outlive it. Yeah, it'd be crazy. Absolutely insane. There'd be problems. There'd be a lot of problems. A lot of problems. So, yeah, man's time had to be shortened on the earth. We would self-destruct. We would murder each other. It was at an extremely high, an incredible rate. It'd be unbelievable. There would be nothing left. Hey, you know, man was too evil. Had to shorten his ability to live for long periods of time. So, yeah, think about that. When I read that in the Bible, think about that on how If Jesus fell into temptation and he jumped off that cliff, that's it. It's over. From the time that Lucifer was thrown out of heaven and the angels who followed him were cast onto the earth, the war began against man. Your salvation has already gone up for bed the minute that war started. Before you were even born, before you even thought of, before your parents were thought of, before your great-great-parents and all the way down the road, or any of them were thought of, you were already up for bed. So, yeah, depending on which side you take. There's a certain select number on how many people are going to heaven. Some will make it, some won't. Everybody's going to heaven. I'm just happy when I heard that and I came out of the lockup. I'm happy about that, because what happened if I wasn't one of the ones to be chosen? What if I died out there in the streets? I did plenty of stuff to get it at the end of the day. I welcomed the devil multiple times on multiple levels to come kill me. So what if I wasn't one of the chosen ones? What had happened if I had went out there and got in some trouble and someone shot me dead on the street or killed me on my front of my door? Anything could have happened to me. Anything at any given time. And I would have never got a chance to get saved, because I was not saved. I definitely wasn't saved when I was up there carrying on. What if I never got that opportunity? So me getting locked up and going to jail was actually a blessing for me, because that's how I found God. As for all this stuff here on the earth, if God comes to me, I could be a multi-millionaire, have everything I could possibly want. And God says, hey, look, I'm taking you home today. You can stay here, and I'll give you more money than you ever had in your entire life. Or you can come home. I'm dropping everything and going home. Bye. I'm done. I'm going home. I'm done. It's a better life for us up there. You have to understand, it's a much better life. Much better life. I don't get fascinated by the fancy cars and vacations and money and all that stuff. It doesn't, I get to see God's face. That's more important. I get to go home and serve Jesus. That's more important than all of this. Build your treasures in heaven, not on the earth. I like this whole setup we got in here. It looks nice. I like it. Little tiny homes, RV life. I love this. All right, let's go publish and save this. Okay, let's see. Alright, all that's updated. Everything's done. Oh, I want to add some pictures to the front page, so I'm definitely going to do that too and get that done. Yep. And if you get Christians out there who think they're holier than thou, no, you're not. You're not. You think they don't make mistakes? Christians make mistakes. We do. Make mistakes. We get caught up in dumb nonsense at the end of the day. But the beautiful thing about it is God brings us back. Some of us don't listen when God tries to bring us back. We don't listen. And we got to go through really bad hardships in life in order to understand that we have to come back. And for me, the path I took at that particular time is I got caught up in these individuals. Don't follow a fool, you become a fool. And that's what happened. I became the fool because I started following. I need to get to a point in my life that I need to give whatever problems. These people are calling me scammers and fakes and all this stuff, and they're doing false demonstrations about my products. I need to give that to God. Continue to carry my cross and walk with Him and give it to God. That's what I need to do. So God will make it right. That's what's going to happen. You go out there and try to make it right, it's going to bring a lot of problems to you. It's going to bring, you're going to lose your place with God, and that's more important than anything on this planet. I told you, if I got to a point in my business where I strayed away from the Lord and things became complicated, I'm retiring from my company, from everything. Too much clutter on the desk. That's what it comes down to. Start off with a nice clean desk, just a pencil, piece of paper, and that's it. And then bit by bit, more stuff gets cluttered on the desk, and you can't find things. There's too much stuff at all, period. Sometimes God has to wipe the desk completely clean in order for you to see what's really important. Not all this clutter. Oh, it popped up. I wonder what was that? Was it popped up on my screen? What is that? I don't know what you call it. Yeah, and sometimes God has to do that to me. Sometimes I get caught up in too much stuff, and He has to basically wipe it all off, wipe it clean. So I was too far out. Talking about jumping up and fighting people and all that stuff. No, that's not a Christian at the end of the day. It's not, and I see it. I see it. I'm not going to get on there and say make excuses for it. No, it was wrong. I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to be talking about that kind of stuff. I'm not supposed to be talking about any of that kind of stuff. I'm supposed to be forgiving toward my enemies, not trying to strike them down even farther. Those who do wrong against me, I'm supposed to forgive them. Now, keep in mind, understand this. I still have to take them to court. That has to happen. You know, I did try at one point trying to avoid all that, the lawsuits and criminal charges. I tried. But they didn't give me any option at all. And I prayed on it, and the Lord said follow through. So I've got to follow through on that. Other than that, to basically say if I see you out in front of the courthouse and take your head off, stuff like that, no, you're not supposed to say that at all. That's not how Christian acts. And I'm happy because my Lord basically allows me to see this. And He gives me the understanding to be able to put my mind on the right path, instead of me following down a path of darkness that could lead to worse things. I'm glad He corrects me. That's a good Lord at the end of the day. Someone who corrects you. That's why I say good parents that basically punish you for doing things you shouldn't do, those are good parents. A parent that doesn't love you is going to like to do whatever you want to do. And again, it's going to come at a cost for both of you. But a parent who scolds you and beats you for the things that you do that you shouldn't be doing, that's a parent that loves you, because they want to make sure you do right in life. That's what I love about the Lord. When the Lord comes down and He chastises you and He scolds you for things, that's a blessing. That's an absolute blessing. When the Lord chastises you and He puts His weight on you, that's a blessing at the end of the day. Because that shows that the Lord loves you. So if something doesn't work out, something falls through, something happens, and I know I caused this, and my Lord comes down and says, you can't have this blessing because you did such and so and so and so. This is what you'll go through. It's a blessing at the end of the day. Thank you for doing that for me. Thank you for straightening me up. Thank you for putting me back on the right path. That's a blessing. All right, let me go over here. We're going to go put our pages in. We didn't put, we should have a media, whatchamacallit here. I think we have one in here. What are you writing here? Let me see. FLE fusion light energy, blah blah blah, signature, blah blah blah, affinity on level, weatherproof, blah blah blah. I may update all this. Alright, let's see. Oh, we do have one in here. Alright, let's load some stuff in here. Should put images out. Ah, yeah. Did I go through this whole thing? Did I do all these pictures? Oh, I did. Wow. I literally did all these. Man. 241. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where do we stop at? Oh, no. We didn't do all these. Where did we stop at? Uh-oh. This ain't good. Dirty, like. Where do we stop at? Oh, man. That's never good. I'm looking at the numbers pop up. This all has to change. Ah! Where we at? How many did we do? Where did we get to? No, that's not it. That changed. Are none of these done? Man. 47. Nope. 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 Gee whiz. What did we do on here? Oh, this is going to be an entire day of work. It literally. I thought I got all these done and I didn't. Where are we at? Oh, okay. That's done. 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 That one. That one. That one. Nope. Nope. That one. That one. That one. That one. That one. Ah, really? We stopped at 95? Why? Alright, let's get to work. It's gonna be a long, long day. But I gotta get it done. Stopped at 95. We took at 95 out of 241 pictures. All these have to be updated. Literally, it has to be. Oh, I won't be getting out of here until late. Okay, that one's done. That one's done. Hold on a minute. I think we got more done. That one's done. I missed one in that one. That's done. That's done. Alright, this is done. Oh, no, that's not done either. Alright. Go for it. Alright, let me see. This is where we're going to be at. Yep. So we're putting the web address into all these pictures. I thought I had these done. I didn't. Oh man, we got other ones on here too. I wonder how many of those we haven't done. Oh wow. Man, next time I learned that before I put pictures in, put the addresses in already ahead of time so that way I don't have to go through this. So at least we're at 111, so that's good. 112. Yeah, but that one preacher who sat there and bragged about the jets. Oh, wow. Come on. I would be terrified to be riding in a jet of stolen money from God. I'd be terrified. I would. Anything go wrong with that thing? You know? You could, as a matter of fact, you can just have a heart attack and not wake up. Man, there's so many things that can happen to you. Why would you tempt God that way? There was a, I remember I saw something about these preachers that got this idea of putting this man on top of this chair and carrying him around. They made some statement about something about some scroll or something he was involved in. Something to add more to whatever they were doing in the church. And he had a funny feeling that something told him not to get up on that chair. And he did it anyway. He ended up with cancer. I'm talking about the worst type of cancer you could possibly get. He got it. He died. You don't mess with God that way. You didn't learn anything. You didn't read the Bible. You haven't learned anything about what happened to people who did stuff like this. I remember we were talking about fighting games, and somebody made the comment about what if they made a biblical fighting game, which is actually pretty stupid. I shouldn't do that. But a biblical fighting game, and the last boss is God, and the system just turns off. Like, you don't even get a chance to play. The system just automatically just cuts off because there's no way you can beat God, so it's impossible. It's never going to happen. Is it the last boss is God, and your system just turns off? Did someone do that? I think somebody did something dumb like that. Well, I think I'm holier than other people? No. I make mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes. Try to keep myself on the right path. I make mistakes. Striving to be a better Christian. I make mistakes. And people sit there and say, well, you know, you're this, that, and the other. Well, like I said, you know, from all these things, that's what court's for. And we'll go to court and we'll go from there. That's what we do. I'm going to stand by that my blessings come from God. And if the devil wants to come and try to taint that or try to destroy that, he has to deal with God at the end of the day. Whatever we do, we will prevail and we will always be on top. We will always have victory. Because of who we serve. Got people in the church that'll sit there and spread rumors about each other. Jealousy and stuff goes on in the church. It's a shame, but it does. It goes on in the church. People get jealous of one another and say nasty things about each other, start rumors and stuff. And, yep. I'm saying all the church is good place to go. You meet nice people and you work with. There's a lot of good people in the church, but then you have to understand you have other people in the church too. Some people go to church to show off their gown and their dress wear and all that stuff. You're not in the church for that. In the church to serve the Lord. It's not a fashion show. But you have people that will talk dirt behind the church's back. One thing I don't understand, and I still will never understand, why are the seats up front? I gotta ask the question about that. Why are they like that? Because it kind of looks like they're judging you. No man is higher on the ladder. No man. I don't care who you are. You're not higher on the ladder. Everybody's guilty of the sin. No one's exalted higher than another. So, why do they have the seats like that in the church? I never could understand that. They got these seats that all sit up like they're high up on these thrones, and you got the main seat in the middle, or sometimes there's two seats for, I guess, the preacher and his wife. Why is it set up like that? And then everybody else is sitting down low. You're the same as me at the end of the day. You're no different than me at the end of the day. So why are you up there like that? I don't think that's right. I don't think they should ever have seats like that. And then people have positions. They get positions to be in those particular seats, and everybody can sit in those seats. Only certain members can sit in those seats. That shouldn't be. That's wrong. Because then people get full of puffed up with pride, and they exalt themselves. They think they're higher over others. When you put them in a position like that, they feel they're better. I wouldn't dare sit in one of those seats at all, period. That's an open opportunity. The devil's sitting there waiting for an opportunity to see right through your armor to get in there to do whatever damage you can do. Don't give him the option. And those seats, I don't know why they have them like that. You're a man of God in the church. You're no different from me. That's what you are. You're no different. And when people start worshiping preachers, that's bad. Oh, brother so-and-so and so, and he's amazing. I would only go to... No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Don't worship the man in the church. He's not to be worshipped. God is to be worshipped. Only God. And he shouldn't want any of it. All glory and all praise goes to God. None of it goes to you. None of it. You're a servant, and that's what you are. And they get puffed up, and they get full of themselves. They do. And then you get preachers out there at the end of the day that are followed by the Lord. They're servants. They'll tell you right from the door, I'm a servant of God. Those are the good ones. They'll tell you that I'm a servant of God, and that's all I am. I don't get the glory for anything. I don't want the glory for anything. I don't want it at all. All I want to do is serve God. I had a couple of preachers like that. Amazing preachers. They were like that. And they're going to mess up, and they're going to make mistakes too, and they're going to basically repent and get forgiveness, and that's going to be beautiful. That is beautiful, because they know they got forgiveness. Some of them fall, and they got a right to be forgiven. Everybody has that right. Some people can't forgive. Alright, let's keep going. We got more to go. How much we got? We're actually not that far away from our goal of what we got to get done. I know it's a lot of work. A lot of people may find this boring, but for me, I have to do this. Next time I learn that when I put pictures in here to make sure that they all are linked. And we want to have this. Where am I right now? Probably not that far away from the destination area. So where I'm at, right here. We are at yep. But I think I'm better. No. Oh, heck no. I am not better than anyone else at all, period. Nope. I'm just happy that my Lord forgives me for my sins that I commit. And I'm going to continue to grow in His name. Give me understanding and wisdom. And the customer who's a preacher, amazing person at the end of the day. That's when I saw those pictures. That's what made me realize what I was doing to myself. I was way outside and doing things I shouldn't have been doing. Oh, pictures and where are we at right now? What we have right now, I think we're at 165 people there. We got 247, so not that far away from what we got to do. We're going to be here for a while, so I'm not going to be heading back anytime soon. So I'm just getting this done. And I'm very excited. I'm excited about that warehouse. But, you know, pray and put it in God's hands and let Him decide on what we need to do. You know, people understand that when a Christian basically falls off the path, some people may sit there and go, oh, he's a hypocrite, he's this, that, and the other. I rejoice when a Christian finds his way back home. I'm not going to sit there and judge him and call him a hypocrite and this, that, and the other. He found his way back home. That's what's more important than anything in the world. He found himself back home. Get all this finished. No, we're done. We're not going to do any of this check-up point. We're not doing any of that stuff. We need to follow our path with Jesus. Some people want to see the constant turmoil and carrying on and acting up. I have no desire for it. The Lord's already put in my mind what I have to do and how to do it, and that's what I want to do. Serve Him, and do it the right way. Whew, man, left a lot of work in here, didn't we? I'm happy about the new containers now. We done the 50 ounces before, but I'm happy about doing them again. And it gives our customers much more paint, much more bigger screen size, which you're going to be to achieve. And then we got that nice blackout cloth surface, which is going to be fantastic. I can't wait for that. Oh man, look at the lights on. Woo. Hallelujah. Give the praise to God. Hallelujah. The reason why I sing. I'm happy to be back on the path, people. I'm happy to be back on the path, serving my Lord. I'm happy. I'm happy to be back on the path. My uncle could have turned his back on me and said, you know what? Since you're out there, you stay out there. He could have said that. He didn't. He allowed me to get right back on the path. That's what I'm happy about. I'm excited. I'm happy I'm back on the path. I'm happy. If you got to take it all from me for me to get back on the path, then so be it. I'm happy you're back on the path. Another hot day tomorrow. I'll be doing a little daily walk and talk. I think I'm going to do a daily walk and talk at night. We're going to walk that path at night. I haven't done nighttime yet. I'm going to do it at night. I get a chance to meet some real cool people. More people out there walking now. You know, they're out there walking, getting their exercise in, which is actually great. I get a chance to meet new people. There's some days I like to sit in the bottom of the ocean in VR and just look at the fish. I do enjoy talking to people from time to time. I gotta do, while I'm doing this, I can do something for God. I can basically pass out tracts while I'm doing this. While I'm doing daily walk and talk, pass out some tracts about the Lord. Because you never know. You never know what one of those tracts will do. If my mom coming and giving me that Bible, look what it changed, look what it did. You never know. You never know. Well, we're getting there. About to hit the 200 mark. We're on the 200 mark here. There. There we go. So we got some companies overseas interested in the technology. And I'll put that in Laura's hands. 200. Woo! Hit the 200 mark. Yay! Put that in God's hands on how we're going to handle that situation. I definitely want to do business with them. I definitely do. I definitely do. Got a couple of screens they're going to design new for marketing for expos, and I can't tell you what they are yet, but I mean, pretty nice. And instead of you worrying about printing your company's name, you can put a commercial in there of your products, what you're selling. Hire yourself someone to actually do the commercial for you and put it in there. Everything is going to be completely portable and work with portable projectors. Of course, ultra short throw compatible is very important in those environments. What are we on this one? Got that one? Alright, it's over here. Man, hitting that smart. This had to be done. I think I got right there in that spot. Over in the 90s, like, you know what, I'll get around to this later, but I am tired of this. I'm pretty sure there's a video of me actually saying it somewhere. But either way, I still have to come back and get it done. I probably forgot all about it, and I had to come back and get it done. So we're putting our web address in every single picture. I know, that sounds insane, doesn't it? You know, I think tonight I'm going to watch The Burbs. The Burbs. I like the 80 movies. Oh, I tell you, I can't bring back the 80s, man, but it was fun. I love the 80s. 80s was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. I was blessed to be able to have all the gear, literally all the gear. I had the Georgetown Knights, remember those back in the day. The Reeboks pumps, I had those. The Patrick Ewings, they were actually kind of a light blue, kind of like a blue and orange design. The Patrick, I remember those. I remember having the Air Force Nikes. Those are the ones that had the yellow soles with the kind of like black little specks on it. I had the Air Jordans, the black, the whites, and red. I think the ones I had those in the Air Jordans. I had the Air Jordans, the low tops that had the kind of a snakeskin design to it and had that kind of pepper kind of design to the sole. I had them in black and I had them all black, and I had black and white and I had them black and red. I had the patent leather Adidas, several pairs of those. I had the shell top Adidas, had those. The snakeskin Adidas had the little snakeskin on the stripes. And then when they had the no shoelaces in them, I was wearing it with no shoelaces. Had them with the New Yorkers, the white ones, the black ones, the green ones, the reds, the yellows, you name them. Had them braided up in all different kinds of styles. Had the Kango. The Kango, what was the other one I had? Didn't have the Gazelles, but I had the Kango. I had one of those. So many different forms of the trucker hats. We wore the trucker hats. Some with confetti, some basically with the rhinestones in them. Denim jackets, stonewashed jeans. Trying to think of something else we had too. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna think of it. The name belts, they had the belts you put your names on it. We had those. I remember one point, the red hiker boots. It was these red boots. They had the red laces in them. They were popular. A lot of kids had those. They became very popular. There's another one too that came out. 8-ball jackets, bomber jackets. I had a bomber jacket and an 8-ball jacket. I had, they had these, the Eskimo coats. Everybody had the Eskimo coats. The Eskimo coats, I had the one with plaid. I had the plaid flannel one. It was black and white. I had one of those. And then you wore that. You had the painter's hat tilt to the side. And then you wore the Oakley ski goggles. You wear your ski goggles. Sometimes people have in the back. Sometimes they wear them on the side. I remember doing that, man. Then you had the jumpers. Everybody's wearing the jumpers. Crisscross came up. People were turning everything backwards. All the clothes were wearing backwards. I had the preppy. In the preppy years, I had the freaking Argyle sweaters and the Giorgio Bettini boots. That was the metal years. Giorgio Bettinis. The freaking spandex pants. Heavy metal shirts. The piercings, mohawks. All that stuff. I was in the metal. And then basically when I got into the prep, it was more like the, what was those pants called? Oh my goodness, I forgot. They weren't Versace's, they were Gucci's. But they had the multiple pleats in them. Came down cuffed real nice to the shoe. That's when you had people dressing like Belle did the Belle. When they were wearing like the silk vests and the shirts with the little ties that pull up, little ties that look like the Western ties that pull up in the front. You had little glasses, you wore the Jeff or the Gumby, little dye with, sometimes they put the peroxide in it to dye it. Put little cuts and designs all in the back of your head. I had all that stuff, man. All that stuff. The Run DMC era, Adidas, and everything had Adidas sweatsuits. All my sweatsuits were Adidas. Every last one of them. Had the the 4-finger ring, the freaking gold medallion, the boombox. I had a boombox. Something Sonic. I forgot what it was. It was all silver, had these big handles on the front, and it had 12-inch woofers on each side. The 12 or 10? I think they were 12-inch woofers. It was huge. 15D batteries to put in that thing. 2 cassette decks on it. And I remember it was like 10,000 watts, like on the side of it, and these stickers and stuff. Yeah, that thing weighed more than me. That thing literally weighed more than me. Had the little equalizer system bouncing back and forth. Oh, man. And then you would have the battle of the boom boxes, because, you knew who had what on the block. And what they would do is they would sit their boxes down in front of each other and see which one was actually turn it up and see which one could actually overpower the other one. Definitely had to have the best music on the thing. So when Power 99 came on, you would stay up, and on Friday and Saturday, you would stay up on Friday, and you basically record all your music. And there was basically no editing. You had to sit there and wait. And when the guy got done talking, before you started talking, you had to turn it off because the tape had to be flawless. Because you're blasting this loud so everybody can hear it. So you had to have the best jam, the best music. And sometimes you would sit there if a new one came out, like LL Cool J came out. You would sit there and just wait for hours and hours and hours just to hear that one song so you can record it, you can have it. So when you get it the next day, you got your kicks, you got your gear, you got your boombox, you're meeting it with your boys, and you got your mixtape. Then you put a little bit of the soft jams on, like Lisa Cult Jam, you know, when you get late at night and you're hugging with your honey and they're playing the music, you know, and stuff like that. Man, a ball. I loved it. Got a chance to go to the Roxy. So when you see on Beach Street, them guys walking up at the Roxy, I was at the Roxy in New York City. With a bunch of my friends. They break dance, and the reason why we got in there is because one of the Puerto Ricans we were hanging around with, he knew a bouncer up there. That's how we got in. We could never get into that place ever. But he knew the bouncer up there, and we were hanging around with him because this is a funny story. We were at a party. We were hanging with him. We became good friends with him, and he asked us if we could hang him upside down over a bridge so he can put his tag in. He was really, really light-skinned. He almost looked near white. When we're hanging him over top the bridge. We're in New York City. We're hanging him over this bridge and put his tag in. And I'm thinking, like, man, if a cop car rolls up on us, this was like 2 African Americans hanging a white man over a bridge. We're getting shot. But it was funny. So we got him, hung him up over this bridge. We put his tag in. Dude's happy as can be. He spent like weeks learning how to write upside down. And he says, hey, you want to go to the Roxy? And I'm like, we can't get in there. Like, we can't get in. Period. He says, no. I know the bouncer. Like, he's a friend of a brother or whatever it was. And yeah, we got in. We got into the Roxy. Walked right in. It was crazy. Like, usually everybody was sitting waiting in line. And he just walked up, way tied. And the guy opened up the little velvet rope. We walked right on in. Oh, man, it was insane. So that was my years when I grew up in the 80s. It was insane. Been to the Duran Duran concert, the Run DMC Tougher and Leather, the Salt and Pepper. Been to all of them. All of them. Yep. Tickets came out at Ticketron. Boom, we was there. Up in New York City, we was there. And then hanging around with him, meeting his friends, connecting with them. And oh, man, we had so much fun, man. So much fun. So when I watch Beat Street, Crush Groove and all that, it reminds me of my years when I was doing all that crazy stuff. Do that word to your mother. Word is born. Nothing but a bunch of biters, vipers, all that stuff. That was crazy. Crazy. Then you had Public Enemy come out, and then everybody was into this whole African American, you know, kind of a deep root, kind of dress style. People were wearing the sweatsuits with the African flags, and they were wearing the African beads, and they were wearing like the necklace around your neck with the African symbol. But the Flavor Flav clock, I had 3 of those suckers, and one of mine was huge. It was bigger than my whole entire chest. Can you imagine it? Walking around with a clock. They became famous. Like, it was just a clock that you put on your shower. It's just a big clock, and people were wearing them as necklaces now. That's how crazy the 80s was. Rappers that came out and did crazy stuff, we followed them, man. Like some kind of crazy freaking cult. It was insane. Everybody's running around these clocks. And mind, these things were a little bit heavy, so when you ran, these things would beat you in the chest. So you run, you gotta hold the clock while you're running at the same time. Oh, man. I never forget, the mom was looking at me like, now you got a clock around your neck? Yeah. You know, it's funny where the clock came from. He tells where the clock came from. So basically, he was supposed to be in the studio, and he was always late. So the guy got him a clock to wear around his neck, so he knew what time it was to be in the studio. And took off, and everybody started wearing these big clocks. Yep, remember all that, man. When they came out, I saw Public Enemy too when they came out. X1W. Bass. What you want to do? Yeah, it was crazy. The arcades, all that stuff, man. And then you had, still, even in that era where I was doing that, you know what I mean? Some of my families was into McDonald's. They had McDonald's gear, the clothes, the little bras and all that stuff, and little skirts and all that stuff, and Cyndi Lauper and all that stuff. And then we had the other half that was in the metal. The brother was seriously into Guns N' Roses, coming with these tight fitted, painted on, leather pants and bandanas and crazy hair, grew his hair out and everything, and had it straightened and everything. Yeah, we was all with all that stuff, man. We had a ball, man. I had a ball. I had a ball. And then Mommy Vice came out. Oh, I saw that, was like, oh, I definitely got to change my style. Now walking outside, I got the loafers. No freaking socks on. Got the pastel suits with the, where we roll them up, and you got the little t-shirt around across them and a little chain across. And yeah, I had a Jerry curl. Yes, I did. I had a Jerry curl. I had the high top fade. I had the Jeff. I had the Gumby. I had all of them. You had freaking Kid and Play. Guys walking around these huge high top fades. It was freaking insane. You had people walking around dressed like Prince. Especially the Latinos, because they could pull it off better, because they had that perfect hair, perfect thin. They could grow that mustache in and that whole goatee. They can grow it perfectly. Yeah, they rocked that a lot. They had the painters' hats, the break dancers, people walking around with cardboard sheets and break dancing and all that stuff. Man, it was an amazing time. It was an amazing, amazing time. It was. You had a bit of all different cultures, and that's just where you a lot of the bands from the UK were popping over, like Duran Duran and Police and all of them were popping over. You know what I mean? You had that British craze that went on. My MTV Friday night videos. Man, I'm telling you, it was endless. Even the movies were better. The food was better. Everything was better in the 80s. The video games were better. Everything was better. You will never be able to go back to that era ever again. Ever. Ever. Commercials, cartoons, everything was better about the 80s. Everything was better about the 80s. Breakfast Club. All the good movies, all the best movies came out in the 80s. Ghostbusters. You had Red Dawn. If you ever saw the movie Red Dawn, it was actually fantastic. Patrick Swayze, all of them. Footloose, all of them in there. 16 Candles. All of those movies were amazing, man. Best love songs. Everything was amazing in the 80s. Everything. I remember going to see Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. I saw Popeye when it first came out. Popeye. Yep. So it's like, it's when I watch, like, when they go back and they do the flashback of the 80s on YouTube, and sometimes they do a lot on Facebook, it hurts because, man, I miss it so much. I miss it so much. If I had a time machine and I could go back, I would, and never come back. My 80s were amazing. Absolutely amazing. With E.T. E.T. was huge. It was huge. Stayed in the box office forever. It was huge. Everything was literally E.T. T-shirts, lunch boxes, video games, everything. And the one thing I love about my mother is a tech junkie. She is a tech junkie. We had all kinds of technology. Radio Shack, man, we lived in Radio Shack. We had Atari 2600, the ColecoVision. I had a Tandy. I had Pong on Tandy Corporations. Before it was called Radio Shack, it was called Tandy Corporation. We had the Vetrax. We had almost everything we could pop. That's how we all got into video games, because of her. We're all technology junkies in our family, all because of her. She's a tech junkie. I'm fascinated by that stuff. Nintendo, Genesis, all that stuff. Everything. Got that from her. Oh man, Lisa, Colt Jan all cried out. Man. Yeah, Whitney Houston. All that, man, all that music was amazing. Rick James. My brother went to see Rick James. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Give it to me, baby. Yeah. We went to go see Isaac Hayes too. And one of our brothers actually went to Woodstock. So Janis Joplin, all that. Yeah, one of my brothers was a hippie. He was a hippie. Yep. He even saw Jimi Hendrix. Got pictures of it and everything from Woodstock. All his pictures and everything. Still has his clothes. Everything from Woodstock. And pictures. Jimi Hendrix, all of them. He was up close, right up on stage. That's the one that was the, he's a bodybuilder. He was doing some security. He was right there at Woodstock doing some security. And he got a chance to get all those pictures. You know those pictures are worth now today? He'll never give them up, not ever. And the other one was into the disco life. Yeah. When you see John Travolta dancing on the floor, that's like every day, every Saturday, I remember. They get all dressed up and they go right out to the disco. You guys went out to the disco? Like hairspray and glitter all over your face and everything. Freaking leisure suits, all that stuff, platform shoes. I remember going over to my brother's place and I had freaking the whole Flavor Flav clock and I had the jewelry and freaking walking there with the boombox, sneakers and all that stuff, New York laces all up in them. And he was like, man, you look like a clown. I was like, really? You want to go down that road? Let's go through your pictures at the end of the day. You know, platform shoes. These giant platform shoes with green velvet on them. Had a velvet suit on. And a little chain running across. Hair sticking all out of his chest and everything. With this huge freaking collar. He let it jump off the side of a building. He could float away on that thing. And it wasn't matching. It was the weirdest colors. And the bell bottoms. Oh my goodness, the bell bottoms he wore. Literally the bell bottoms. One of my brothers was a hippie. The bell bottoms were wide enough. So what they would do, they would cut a wedge in it, like a pizza, and they would sew another piece into it to make them wider. Yep. That's the one that drove the Room Room. He drove a motorcycle, a Harley Davidson chopper. That's what he drove. And he was part of an organization. I'm going to leave it at that, as far as I can tell you. But anyway. Yeah, he was interesting from what I've seen him most of the time. I mean, most of the time he was out in the desert somewhere. Or somewhere, you know, hanging out with his people. Yeah, that was a crazy time. And the record players. Oh, my goodness. The 8-track players, the record players. The vans. I remember seeing the van. Now, this is not the 80s, it's a little farther back. But I remember the shag vans in Delaware. Underneath the bridge, there were people that parked their vans off and they would show them off. And you have all the different black lights in there and the shag carpeting and the disco ball. It was insane. This is when I was a kid seeing all that. I was born in '68, so I got a chance to see a piece of the '70s. So in '76, '75, and all that, yeah, I got a chance to see some crazy, not crazy stuff, but these vans that would pop up. Bubble windows, these big bubble windows that pop out. Those the coolest things I've ever seen in my entire life. Well, my brother drove a Firebird, T-top Firebird. I remember when the Z28s came out, but he had a T-top Firebird. That's what he bought. He liked Smokey and the Bandit. He bought that car too. Went out and got it. Worked hard, earned the money, and bought that car. Had big old wide tires in the back and the small ones in the front. Got the engine souped up. Got a blower on his engine. Nitro and all that stuff. Yep. I wonder what happened to... I know, I'm going off track for me. I'm just curious. They had a vintage Black Widow car. Let me show you right now. Oh, the Hot Wheel cars. Oh my goodness, the Hot Wheel cars. That gave me flashback to Hot Wheel cars. It's the Black Widow. Vintage Black Widow. Black Widow sports car from the 70s. My this thing. This thing had a huge freaking spider on it. What was that? I had to ask my brother, what was that car that he was driving? Because he had this car he used to drive, and this thing had a black widow right. It was crazy looking. Where did he get that? He brought it too. I don't know where he got it from. Did he have a? He didn't ride a Corvette. He never had a Corvette. Oh, I gotta call him and ask him about that. Now it's gonna be stuck in my head. Yeah, this car. I remember watching. We were in the car with my father, and I remember watching my two brothers take their car. They were racing, and they were swerving in and out, like, you know, the lines that break up. You know what I mean? They were dividing. They were racing these cars back and forth. But it was amazing to watch. With that T-top Firebird black. There it is right there. That's exactly what he had. T-top Firebird. It was gorgeous. I remember seeing that emblem of that phoenix on the front of the car. He had these big wide road huggers in the back, and he had these smaller wheels, freighter wheels that came in the front. Never forget that. Man. Pretty sure the cap is up. Saw Smokey in the band, he liked it. Well, I got one. If you had one of these, man, you were it, boy. You was definitely it. Was it a Cobra? I wonder. Cobra sports car, vintage. Could it be vintage now? Let me see. No, it wouldn't be it. It definitely wasn't it. I gotta figure out what that thing was he had. I know it's. I never seen anything before. I know it's a name. It's a car, but I can't remember what it was. Let me see. 1970s. 1970s. Car from the 1970s that had a spider on the front. Oh, I'm not going to be able to figure this thing out. I'll have to call him and find out exactly what it was that he had, because he would know. He would definitely know what it was. I remember I had this huge tarantula on the front of it. I don't know what that thing was. Didn't make a lot of them, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I gotta call him up. That's when he's stuck away. I'm pretty sure he knows what it is. Alright, I'll get back. I'll call him tonight, try to figure out exactly what that car was he had. 1960 Harley Davidson chopper. Yep. I don't know which brand he had, but he had a Harley Davidson chopper. Something like this. Got a chance to see a lot of beautiful vehicles. Like that chopper. Definitely love that chopper. He drives a Harley Davidson now, but not like this anymore. (1970) shag wagons. The shag wagon! This is what I grew up watching, these shag wagons popping up. The shag wagons. There we go. Perfect example. Carpet inside as far as the eye can see. Yeah, the shag wagon. Shag carpeting. Well, let me get back to work. They used to be parked all up in Delaware, right under the bridge. They'd park those vehicles up there, and people would just show off. And they would go up there and just chill, hang out, and just relax up there. But you got a chance to see. That's where he used to park his vehicle at. And he had a couple friends up there he would meet up with, and they would all be out there talking. And I would get a chance to see these vehicles. They're beautiful on the inside. Who's your little brother? That's why I like Fast Times at Richmond High. That actually reminds me of the old era too. Who's your little brother? That's my little squirt. Can I see the inside of your van? Like, yeah, sure, you can check it out. This is insane. Everything smells like weed in there. It smelled weird. Of course, they smelled weed in there. Some of these guys would be coming back from California and Florida because they were surfers. They had their boards right on top of their vans. They go down there and they go to California or Florida, probably most likely more California, and they would go out there and they'd meet up with their other friends and camp out by the beach, get up the next day and get to surf. They're much more tanned than the usual white people I used to hang around with. So they spent a lot of time, as you can see, in the sun. And they were definitely, yeah, they were surfer boys. Coolest people on the face of the planet. Got an interesting way of talking. That's why when I watch, like I said, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, it literally, they remind me of some of my brother's friends. Went out there to show off his Firebird. Like, oh man, you got it. You actually got it. How much? It cost me a bit here and there. Yeah, I got it for a good deal. I used to work on cars and all that stuff. They had diagnostic and electronics and all that stuff. And work on their vehicles. Whatever happened to the Z28? Z28. Oh man, I remember these vehicles. The Z28. These things came out. Oh, so many people had these vehicles, man. This was the car to have, was the Z28. I remember these, man. Man, the Z28. Oh, man. That was another beautiful car. Z28. Make it the classic 1984 Camaro Z28. And a guy up the street, he had a Stingray. Oh, that car is because the light, the freaking lights would just pop up on it. They ought to bring those back. They ought to bring those lights back. They don't make cars now with those lights that pop up. They ought to bring them back. And you had the Fiat Vintage. Yeah. My brother had one of these things. Have you ever been in one of these before? I have.